Gall. You're out of the gate against Mickey Gall. You're out of the gate as a pretty sizable underdog. How are you feeling at this point? Like, what's the nerves like, the energy like, knowing you finally have that date on the calendar and it's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, the mood's changed in the gym. For me, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's no nerves. If I'm an underdog, that's cool. If I'm not, that's cool too. But I feel good. Everybody feels good. We're just getting myself ready right now.
And no level of fear kicks in, because, like, for me personally, and listen, I've always known you've been a tough dude. Watching you can tell, but obviously this is a different level probably than you've ever fought at least in a professional way before. And going against a guy who you didn't come in there and get an easy stiff. They didn't set you up with a jobber, if you will. You have a real serious match out of the gate. Doesn't affect anything fear-wise, anything like that.
No. I've gotten beaten up before where there was no referee to tell the guy to stop it. You know what I mean? So, what's the worst that could happen? You get a black eye, big deal.
That's how I see things, totally.
Talking right now with CM Punk. I hear him with Rosillo and Cannell on ESPN Radio and ESPN News. Cult of personality. Everybody hears that. They think of you. What's your music going to be when you come out there, Punk?
No, I can't tell you that. You're going to have to order it live on pay-per-view.
Still the consummate promoter. Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. This thing's selling out. So if anybody wants to get their tickets, they better do it now. But otherwise, you can just sit on the couch and watch it.
Have you had any conversations with Brock Lesnar about this transition? But yeah, any communication between you and Brock?
Oh yeah. Right at the beginning, he was excited about it, and he offered to help. He said, "Bug me anytime you want. I'll answer all stupid questions you got. Whatever." And then he gave me some advice. And then Brock's a nice guy if he wants to be.
How long do you see this thing going for you? And does the outcome affect what your plans are? Meaning, win or lose, do you have a set idea of how long you want to be going into MMA for?
No, I don't. This is a one-off. There's going to be multiple fights. I want to fight in the Garden. I want to fight in Chicago. So I can't really put an expiration date on it. You know what I mean? I just came back from back surgery, so I'm stronger than ever. But we just got to wait and see what happens.
Talk with CM Punk right now, the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Other sports, Punk, I know you're a big Blackhawks fan, big Cubs fan. How fired up are you right now about what Chicago's doing?
I'm cautiously optimistic, being a Cubs fan my entire life. But this is a different team. It's a different animal, Guys seem to get hurt, like, unfortunately, Kyle Schwarber. But they, somebody gets called up and they just fill the spot nicely. And we got bats. It seems like for the first time in decades, multiple bats. These guys are hitting stuff out of the park and just, driving guys in. I'm excited. I am.
Along with the fact, like you said, the offense is there. How great is Joe Madden as a manager for that team?
Oh, I think he was kind of like he's the straw that stirs the milkshake, so to speak. Everybody wants to play for him. And he just wants everybody to kind of play and have fun. There's a time to be serious, and he knows when to punch that clock. But, if you watch all the extracurricular stuff these guys do while they're traveling, they're goofing off, they're having fun. They like being around each other. They're playing for each other. A lot of the guys on that team playing for Grandpa David Ross. It's his last season. It's exciting stuff to witness and to be around those guys.
And also, as a Blackhawks fan, Punk, it was obviously a long time before Chicago could raise the Stanley Cup, but now, with Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, every year you're a contender and you got 3 Stanley Cups.
Yeah. Can I probably say that I'm going to miss Andrew Shaw a lot, but I'm glad he's getting paid, and he went to a team that with the addition of him and maybe some other key players, they'll be a contender as well. So it'll be an interesting season.
All right, Punk, I have to do this regardless of how much you like it. Or
you probably don't.
No, I do.
You probably don't. You don't. Whatever you think you have to do, you probably don't.
You're right. There's no gun to my head, but I do want to know. I know, I've interviewed you many times before, and I know what you're like, generally speaking, as a guy, and how proud you are. And I still have to ask: is there anything about the end of your relationship with WWE that you have any regrets about, or wish could have been different?
No, and I can't talk about it anyway because they're suing me. So
So that's not even a conversation you're allowed to have. Are you allowed to say if you had any feelings about Daniel Bryan and the end of his career? Because I know you guys came up. I've always compared you guys a lot. Two guys who really were purists when it came to the game and made it to the top at the same time. Were you sad to see how things played out for Bryan Danielson?
I mean, even if I hate a guy, I'd hate to see him get hurt. But I love the guy, and it's a bum way to go out. You know what I mean? But just living is more important than silly pro wrestling. So, I'm glad he's alive. It sucks that he can't do what he wants to do, but he'll find something else to do. The smart ones always do.
Do you think that regardless of what federation it was, we'll ever see you in a professional wrestling capacity again?
No, I don't think so. But it is one of those never say never things. I just like to cover all my bases, just so some internet dweeb isn't going to be like, you said you'd never wrestle again. WWE? No, absolutely not. But you never know. I could pop up here and there.
And married life is going well? You're enjoying being a family man?
And